Time now is 12:59 afternoon on June 30th. This is the last day of June. I was I was like frozen for a bit at first because I usually say all right, but I guess I suddenly realized that that's not what I planned to say. All right, anyways, I had a terrible sleep. I had a bumpy sleep. So I went to bed at 4 a.m. Extremely late, I know, because I watched the entirety of High and Low. And then I I friggin' slept. And then at around 9-ish, as I'd say like maybe at around 9:40 or 9:50, I woke up because somebody turned off the air conditioner and it's hot. And I woke up because I detected the temperature. Like, I just can't sleep at that temperature. And I left the bed a few times. So I left the bed and I wanted to go out and turn on the air conditioner. And then I realized that somebody opened the window. So I'm like, okay, screw it. So I went back to sleep. I can't. So I went out again to close the window and turn on the air conditioner. And then I went back to sleep and I waited and waited and waited and waited and waited. And then there are these noises, like somebody's playing music or something. And there are these banging noises. It's just like so fucking annoying. And at around 11:20 ish, I was still awake. Because somebody called me suddenly. Some random phone number from North Carolina. I don't know why, but lately there are tons of random phone numbers calling me, and I tried calling them back, but they never actually pick up. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I should pick them up. That's why I turned my phone into buzzing mode. Usually I turn it into silent mode, but I turn it into buzzing mode because anybody can call me now because I'm looking for actors, right? So yeah, this it's getting weird. Okay, fine. And at some point, I actually magically, miraculously did fall back asleep at around maybe 11:30, and then I just slept from there on to 12:50, and here I am. So that's like 9 hours of sleep, but I lost like 1.5 hours in the middle, or maybe more. So yeah, I don't know. And right before I wake up, I had a very panicky nightmare where I woke up in my apartment. But I immediately look at the time, and one of the clocks says it's already 1 something p.m. I don't want to wake up too late, but I didn't turn on the alarm. And then I opened my laptop, and it says it's 3 something p.m. Another source says it's 2 something p.m., and I'm super confused and scared. And then I looked around and I realized, holy shit, my entire apartment looks different. The wallpaper looks like red, and the bathroom looks very decorated and gold, and there's a very intense, saturated reddish brown and blue color palette. And I started to panic, like, what the fuck's happening? I ran outside and everything looks different. And I banged Cindy's door, yelling, Cindy! And then I woke up, and it's like, oh, it's just a dream. And it looks a little different outside too. Like usually there's walkway to Cindy's and Jared's room. There isn't a walkway in that dream. So yeah, it was very weird. And I looked at my pants, and I wore a sort of a black and white striped pants. And I look at my pants, yeah, it's black and white stripes. But if you turn to the back, it's just pure black. Like it's just a front. So it's just really weird. It's like, what's happened to me? Am I in a multiverse? Am I in a different universe? What's going on? Have I been falling asleep so long that years have passed and somebody decorated the whole place and changed my clothes somehow? I don't know. Alright, if you see my mouth not moving very dramatically, that's because I have a canker sore right here, and it is as large as ever. Last night when I had the Middle East food for dinner, there was a chili and I ate it and it was so spicy and fuck, my thing just burned. Coupled with the fact that 2 nights ago I had deep fried piece of chicken in a chicken sando sandwich. And also I ate potato chips yesterday. I am as deep fried and as oily and as hot air as you can imagine. So, if I could just drink some cool tea and eat some watermelons, that would be nice. Um, but yeah, aside from that, I don't got much else to say. I'm still waiting for the emails from the actor and actress. Hopefully, they both say yes to the project. I don't want to call her Solar because that's such a stupid ass name. I just want to use her real name. But you know, the woman, she texted me a little earlier today saying that some of her friends are also filming a short film and asking if I'm available. So I'm asking if somebody's available, and somebody's asking her and she's asking me. And so of course I kind of want to say yes. I don't know if I have the time though, but I'll answer. So yeah, Miriam. So a couple days ago is Zara's birthday, and or actually yesterday, but also not. You know, in Hong Kong time. So Zara and Miriam went to a staycation in the Arca. I don't know where that is. I know the artist Arca, and you know they're just having fun. And Miriam just sent me a couple voicemails and an Instagram post about you know, rock gliding or sky gliding or something like that. I don't know how to say it in English. That's that. I don't know. Could be fun. And yeah, that is all. I'm not gonna do too much today. I'm gonna go to Ralph's. I'm gonna film 2 videos. I'm gonna film one video, record another one, and then I'm all good, man. I'm all good. And tomorrow night I'm gonna go location scouting. Saturday I'm gonna go to Nijia Market. Sunday I'm gonna go to I don't know Target maybe. Oh yeah, Sunday there's church. And that's it. That's it. Time now is 5:11 p.m. So I forgot to mention something this morning, and that is last night I looked at Instagram, and there's this Instagram account that I've been following for about a few weeks now, maybe a month, and it's called Hong Kong Gag, and it's this Hong Kong Instagram account that makes a bunch of Hong Kong jokes and memes, but in English. So very much very international student vibes, you know what I mean? Very American influenced sort of a meme account. But the memes aren't that funny. They're kind of basic at times, but I followed it because there are some legitimately good jokes that I don't even know about Hong Kong. And recently, a couple weeks ago, I released the Hong Kong slander meme on YouTube, which has gained heavy traction and now is at 2,000 and something views. It's insane. And it is only a matter of time. When I release it, I know like maybe Hong Kong Gag's gonna make a Hong Kong slander meme himself, and he did. And I'm like, oh my god, who's gonna come out first? You know, who's gonna make the more popular one? Turns out my video became the more popular one, and he found out about it, screenshotted it, and put a link to it in his Instagram story saying goated meme, you know, check this one out, very funny. Which is really cool because I never thought that would happen. His account has like 46,000 followers, so that's pretty huge. So I DM'd him, I said, lol, thanks for the shout out. And his response was NP, no, which means no problem, which is a very anticlimactic response. And you know, you're running you're running an Instagram account with 46,000 followers. Like, you know, you need better PR, you know. But that's pretty cool. But he ended up following me on Instagram for some reason. So there's that. Uh, now, for lunch today, I had soup noodles. So I used the chicken broth I have left, which is very little. I added soy sauce, salt, sugar, bits of gailang, the small tip of onion, small pinch of onion, and a bit of rice noodles, and the whole thing. It was like I was brewing the soup, and it was like poisonous potion. I drank it, and it tastes fine, just really salty. And yeah, it's not good. It's not great. And all these noodles plus 2 slices of pork, actually 4 slices, altogether is like 140 calories. That's like nothing. So I ate a Twix bar and I still feel very hungry right now. So there we go. Next up, I have to mention that this Sunday is actually July 4th, which is the National Day of the USA. And for that, the Pico Pastor has invited me to watch fireworks together in the afternoon. Which is a bit of a problem because I didn't expect. Is that even Sunday? Hold on, I thought Sunday's July 3rd, not 4th. What the fuck? Okay, but this Sunday I'm gonna go to church. But Pico Pastor is inviting me somewhere. I don't know. Alright. Next up, I'd like to say that Jared is gone. Jared, my roommate, who's the white guy, the Canadian, he's gone. He just grabbed his luggages and left. And Cindy said goodbye to him, and there's a lot of noise outside. I overheard it, and I'm like, whoa, he's gonna leave now? So I went out, and he's like, yeah, bye, Enoch. And I'm like, you're leaving to Canada? And he's like, what? And I said, you're leaving to Canada? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, bye. I don't know what else to say. So he's like, bye. And then that's it. I don't expect to see him ever again in my life. That's it. And that's it. That's all. I'm gonna go to Ralph's and buy food. I'm gonna buy tons of food and make sure I am healthy, fat, and stuffy. Alright, time now is 6:59. I waited for the bus for like 20 minutes to come back. So first of all, I got toilet paper. Yay. Okay, second of all. Okay, this is $63 worth. Haribo. Mushrooms. This caught my eye. It's squashed, but it's a beef sandwich. Alright, a big eggplant. They ran out of Chinese eggplants. Maybe it's because of sanction and export stuff, but American eggplant here. That's all. I got, okay, this one I'm gonna have to try, and it's fucking smashed as well, even though I tried so hard to not smash it. Red velvet cake. God fucking damn it, everything I get from Ralph's just gets smashed. Because stupid bus and stupid road. Alright, sausages. Apples. Salad box for tonight. Alright, ragu pasta sauce. The pasta itself. Pork chops. This caught my eye. Mac and cheese. Chicken thighs. Box of spinach. Okay.
Education, literally begging them to accommodate me, and they're being so annoyed about it, and I'm just like, what is the reason? Like, I don't get it. It's really, and they're basically like, oh, just take the exam and we'll see after.
Alright, time now is 9:53 p.m. I finished dinner, and for dinner I had a whole baked russet potato, carne asada steak, and some garlic broccoli fried. And because I forgot to take out my steak to defrost, I had to wait a long time and I was super hungry since the lunch I had wasn't really much of a lunch. So I ate 4 dumplings. I didn't fry it, I just steamed it. And I've never baked a potato before in my life. This is my first time. I forked the potato a few times. I slit cuts on the potato. I put salt and pepper and I poured some olive oil. I found a baking tray, I found a baking sheet, put it in the oven for half an hour, and then I took it out with a glove I found. I'm so happy I found all these things. And yeah, it's not enough time. The potato was still really hard, and but I still ate it all anyways. I'm not complaining. Um, I guess the meat of the matter here, the thing that I want to talk about the most is what happened while I was waiting for the bus. When I crossed the street after I got my Ralph's, after I bought stuff from Ralph's and I crossed the street to get to the bus stop, as I always do every time, I turn on my mobile data and in order to go to transit and look at the when the bus will arrive, and that is when I received a notification of a new Technoblade video called So Long Nerds. And with a title like that, it's serious. So I clicked on it, but I didn't watch it because I'm out in the public, but all the comments are saying rest in peace, rest in peace. So I'm legitimately scared. And I'm like, okay, hold on. Did he actually die or is this just a joke? Is this even real? And I went to Twitter and people are talking about it. And one tweet was like, oh, I watched the first 3 seconds. It's not real. It's just a joke. But then other replies are saying, no, it's real. Unfortunately, it's real. And turns out it's real. So after I came back home, put all my stuff into the fridge and into the cabinets, and I just watched the video and I cried. I just couldn't believe that we've lost someone like him. And this one hits me hard. I mean, I've seen a few celebrity deaths, all the way from David Bowie to Stephen Hawking. But this one is one of the deaths that hit me the hardest. I think maybe it's because I just grew up watching him, ever since late 2015 or early 2016, ever since I was a teenager. I've been watching him for a long time. Before Bed Wars even came out in Hypixel, I've been watching him, and I've always found him funny. I found him special because a lot of YouTubers don't swear. A lot of YouTubers are just super packaged and super, super fake in a way. They seem very uplifting and positive and puts on a fake persona, doesn't seem genuine. But Technoblade feels genuine because he always acts like he doesn't give a shit. He swears in his video in the past. He doesn't swear now, but he does back then. And he has like dry, edgy humor sometimes. And it is when he entered Minecraft Mondays and the Dream SMP thing when he started to become more family friendly. Yeah, I'm just really shocked to see that he's passed. And it's just amazing. It's admirable how, in the face of death, even with cancer, he still remains a sense of humor, calling his videos So Long Nerds, and still making jokes at the end. I can't believe it. And yeah, that was quite heavy, and that ruined my day basically. Yeah, I just don't know what to say. It is what it is, I guess. And this makes me think, like, in the future, if there are any people who I really admire and look up to, and people who other people usually won't expect me to look up to, people like Captain Sparkles, Jordan Marin, Captain Sparkles. He is the first YouTuber I've ever subscribed to, and he is the reason why I started my YouTube channel. I originally wanted my channel to be a Minecraft channel, but things have changed after I found out about Jeremy Johns and Anthony Fantano and Chris Stuckman and people like that. But you know, I just hope one day when I grow up, when I become more famous, even though like this is still a very ambitious thing to say, being famous, but honestly, with my YouTube presence right now, with the KSI documentary guy reaching out to me, with people reaching out to me in general, some of the artists commenting on my videos, like I feel like I'm slowly reaching a status, but because of my YouTube channel, and I don't want to rely on that. But still, I feel like at some point in the future, if I do somehow get famous, I want to just give all these people a very big shout out, like not even a shout out, like a praise, I just want people to know how much Captain Sparkles has inspired me, a Minecraft YouTuber. Um, yeah, Technoblade is definitely like top 5 YouTubers, top 5 favorite YouTubers, honestly. And it's so sad to see him pass away. And in other news, I guess, and to think that he's in California, he was in California when he passed because he's Californian, and I'm in California right now. It's just like, damn. I told Leah, and Leah's like, wow, I can't believe it. Like, is this even real? I'm like, yeah, Yeah, I don't know. In other news, I guess, let's talk about some other stuff. This is very heavy. There's nothing to talk about. Nothing important happened today. I haven't received a lot of news about actors and actresses. I don't know. My entire project now hinges on these 2 actors. If these 2 actors says okay, and then I'm ready to roll. I'm ready to roll. I'm gonna just do it and make the short film. Boom, boom, boom. Done. Tomorrow night, I'm gonna go out with Christian to location scout, and it's gonna be nice. And I want to see his camera. I want to know if his camera is able to set a specific aspect ratio, and I guess we just need to know how the whole thing will work out. On Saturday, I'll go to Nijia Market. On Sunday, I will. So July 4th is Monday. That's true, but apparently, the fireworks will take place like midnight between July 3rd and 4th. So, and Pico Pastor wants to, I guess, invite me to see these fireworks. So. Sure, I guess. So I'm gonna go because where else am I gonna be? And I've never experienced July 4th before, so I guess this would be a stupidly interesting experience. Given how unpatriotic I am towards any country, especially China, I'm patriotic to Hong Kong, and if the Glory to Hong Kong song plays, I would probably stand and sing along and cry even. But I don't like it when people just celebrate their own nationality like this hard. It just doesn't give me good feelings. It just doesn't feel good. Yeah. Oh no, I don't know. I really don't know. I guess another small thought I have is I don't know if I'm capable of loving anyone anymore in my life. And I know that's a crazy thing to say, but it's been over 2 years since I've last seen Mary. And I guess a little bit less than 2 years since I've last spoken to Mary. And I've already moved on from Mary. Even though I would still very much love to see her again, but if I don't see her ever again in my life, that's okay. I've accepted this fact. But I guess what I want to say is I just if I don't know, I come to LA and I realize that my predictions are right. there isn't a single person I find interesting other than Potter. Potter's pretty layered. Potter is edgy, he's emo, but also he's got this Buddhist vibe, he's got that I don't give a shit vibe. He has a very interesting view about life and death. He's interesting. But he's a dude. I want some interesting females. And I don't know, I just Pepper and pretty much every single girl I've met, JT, they're all very normal, you know? And I think Aika is also kind of like that, even though she's from Japan. And I don't have any Japanese friends. I mean, no, none. I mean, there's that colleague who's first gen Japanese, Hana, but I wouldn't say we're friends at all. I don't have any Japanese friends. I don't have any. I guess Christian is my first non-Hong Konger friend ever. But yeah, I feel like Aika's just the same, really. The way she makes these short little TikTok-ish videos for Instagram, the haha, let's have fun. She's probably just another basic woman. I can't imagine myself. I can't envision myself liking another person romantically. So right now I'm basically a romantic for the time being. Like I just don't feel romance. I don't feel love towards anyone. I just feel nothing. But I want to feel something. That's the point. But nobody's interesting to me. Nobody's good. So I don't know. It's just kind of boring, really. So if I turn 20 and I still have no bitches, right? And I still have no girlfriends. Partially it is my fault. It's not only the society's fault, but also my fault, because if my standards are super low, if I only like women for how hot they are, and I start trying to date them, maybe my chances would be higher. But honestly, my standards are not low. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not that kind of person. I don't just see a woman and go, wow, you're hot, I want to talk to you. No. I'm not that simple. Okay? And my standards are not that low. I want people with real complex personalities. And it doesn't have to be complex. Like, just don't be a shallow basic bitch. How difficult is it to find one? Huh. All right, time now is 12:16 afternoon on July 1st. Give it up. Give it up for the 7th month. Give it up for the 7th month, guys. Give it up. Give it up. Woo! Okay. So I'm gonna have to do this on August. Give it up for the 8th month, except I'm back in Hong Kong, so there's nothing to give it up for. Okay, but anyways, I slept from 3:40-ish to 3:45 to 12. I woke up in the middle again at 9 because somebody turned off the air conditioner again. But yeah, I'm feeling fine. I don't know what's gonna happen today. I'm gonna try to do location scouting with Christian tonight evening. I want to call the actors, whom, okay, so I'm gonna have to give her a fake name. Anyways, so the woman, Pico Pastor and HKOS Gathering, that woman, the wife, I'm just calling her the wife. I don't even know if she's married or not. Eleanor. That's an old ass name. Ellen. Ellen? Okay, Ellen, I guess. So Ellen, she yesterday she asked me if I'm free on July 8th to 10th and 15th to 16th. 8 to 10 I'm fine, 15 to 16 I'm not, I need to go. But I said, yeah, sure. So I asked what position will I be? Because she said a friend of hers is making a short film, and earlier today she said sound. I have no experience in that, but sure, why not? I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. So I'll ask more questions. If this is a very professional thing, then I will turn it down because I have no experience at all. But anyways, yeah. Anyways, I hope I would be called by the actors, or at least I'm going to text them. Anyways. And then afterwards, that's it for today. I'm gonna do the laundry, I believe. I'm going to, that's it. That's it. That's all. I have a lot to do, actually. So, aside from short film, I also kind of have to, go to Target to buy stuff. And I've been thinking about buying pajamas. And, you can also buy clothes in Target, right? I just want really comfortable clothes and pants because I've been wearing the same set of pajamas every single day. The same, well, not the same set, but the same 2 sets. So I need more than that. And then, I've been also thinking about, so, before I leave LA, I also need to go to CVS to do a PCR test. And I need to go I need to go to the college campus to print out my quarantine hotel proof in a hard copy form. And there should be a health form thing that I need to fill in as well, which I need to print out. And that's all. And I had a phone call with my mom yesterday, like a half an hour phone call. And my mom talked about how she wants to buy me a camera. And because a few days ago when I called my mom, I told her like a lot of people own cameras, but I don't own one. But turns out it's easier to buy a camera here in the US than it is in Hong Kong. But instead, what I want to buy when I go back to Hong Kong is these Blu-rays. These In the Mood for Love, Fallen Angels, these Hong Kong movie Blu-rays. Because I want them. If I buy them here in the US, I can only buy the Criterion one. And the Criterion one is remastered in a way that's kind of ugly, so I want the OG one. And that's all, really. I don't got much else to do. Miriam texted me like a couple days ago over Instagram about doing this rock gliding. I've talked about this. Yeah. What else? It's July 1st. Actually, already nearly July 2nd for Hong Kong. And Xi Jinping has arrived at Hong Kong. And it's a disaster. An authoritarian tyrant has arrived in Hong Kong. And it's just sad. And apparently, there's also typhoon, like signal number 3. It was 8 at first, and then it turned into a 3. That happened. But yeah, that's all. It's funny. It's been a long time since I've seen wind and rain in LA. Every single day is just so sunny. It it's just such a, I don't know, it's just such a weird feeling to go back to Hong Kong and see rain again, like serious rain. I feel like a feeble Californian mind will not be able to comprehend the idea of raining for 2 weeks straight nonstop. I think it was a film class, Film 40. I told someone, like, ooh, it's been raining in Hong Kong for like 2 weeks straight. It's so depressing. And they're like, really? Because in LA it just doesn't rain. You know? But yeah, that's that.
But it's like, no, there literally is. It's just that sometimes I maybe thought that you were too nice or too like.
I love it whenever I have to film something and there's fucking 100 decibels outside. Anyways, this is the cucumber salad. It's actually only 50 calories. I bought the wrong thing, rip. But let's try it out anyways. And also these tomatoes are gonna hurt because of my sores. Here we go. What the heck? It's spicy. What the heck? They put chili in this thing? What the fuck? And the cucumbers are basically pickles. They're so sour. Mm.
Place there's no Disneyland.
I just want to see, like, damn. All right. So this is what Christian gave me after he drove me back home, and this is a guancha, which is a Mexican sweet bread. All right. Here we go. Let's test it out. Ooh, it's crumbly. All right. Interesting. Just looked it up on Wikipedia. This is not guancha. This is a concha. I misheard it. Should have left it for breakfast. All right, time now is 12:55 after midnight. My canker sore, my mouth sore is even bigger now, so that is amazing. I'm feeling great. And I'm also like having acne, and this part really hurts. There has been a lot of weird bodily symptoms that I'm experiencing. Like I'm not dislocating my jaw, but sometimes I open my jaw too wide and there's cracking right here. I don't know what's happening to me. And bumps are appearing on my bed sheet. So let's talk about what happened today. With Christian. It's quite amazing actually. Today was quite a good day, a good ass day. I have to admit today was a good ass day. So at around 6 something p.m., Christian texted me over Discord, picked me up. Oh, you know what? Uh I'm gonna put my pajamas in the washing machine and then I'll talk. Right. So at around 6 something p.m., Christian picked me up. His car showed up. He's cool. And this is actually the first time I've seen him since mid-May. Mid-May, mid-June. So that's like half a month ago, which is not a long time ago, honestly, but it felt like it's been a while. It felt like it's been a while. Yeah, this is the last time I've seen him. Not even mid-June. Holy shit. No, this is the first time I've seen him since late May because our last in-person final, film 40 class is actually late May. Jesus, my mouth. Oh, yeah, it's late May. Um, and it's only been about a month, but it really felt like a long time, you know. But I didn't see Natalie for 11 months, just for reference. But anyways, I saw Christian, and the first thing he basically says was, "What's up? What's good? How are you doing lately?" He's really chill guy, you know, really chill. And I took off my mask, and he's like, "Ooh, your facial hair grew back," which is a sort of a compliment. Ooh. So, yeah, I was really worried after I shaved on May 9th that my facial hair will not grow back until 2023, but no, in 2 months, my facial hair right now is basically back to its highest extent. Almost its highest extent. So that's really good, but it still takes around 2 months. But you know, it's all grown back, you know. And I guess I don't know if it's a stereotype or not, but I guess it's a bit of an East Asian stereotype for people to not have hair on their face, but I do. But I do it in a way that's very East Asian, you know. That's like, you know, here, here, and here. Okay, anyways. And then we drove all the way to Chinatown, and he had never driven there, or he seldom has been to Chinatown. In fact, he told me that he's only been there like once, and he doesn't really know how to get there. So I really went to Google Map and started navigating it. So this is like driving, except I'm not the driver, but I need to figure out which highway to go. So I'm in Los Angeles, a city that I've never been to before. I've never driven. I don't look at maps. I'm with a driver who's driven a car for 2 years already, but never have been to Chinatown on a car, or maybe he has once. I don't know. But I had to look at my map, and I start to had to like a video game. I had to figure out which highway to go, how to go, and figure out how. And it's a lot like a game, like a video game. You look at a map and you see the number, like say 405. That's the state 405, and then you take the 10, and then you take 110. But there are different kinds. Sometimes, so 405 is to the east, but then if you take the 10, there's one to the north, there's one to the south, and you have to like figure it out really fast before all the lanes and all the freeways go crazy. So that's that. So we arrived at Chinatown in about 40 minutes. There was a little bit of traffic jam. We arrived it, we parked the car, and we went to the Guandi Temple. And a very interesting and weird thing happened because the Guandi Temple is closed, and there were a couple of black women outside of the temple, and they were tourists, I guess. And they were taking photos outside of the temple even though it's closed. So I went there, and I and Christian started to talk about how we're gonna film things. We looked at the Christian's camera, and he also brought a tripod with him. He said, "Stay strapped. We filmmakers have to stay strapped." when he took the tripod. And the two black women approached us, and one of them said, "Do you know what this place is?" And I guess if either me or Christian have to answer, I'm gonna be the one who answers because I really know what this place is. This is a temple, and they're like, "Oh, this is a temple." Yeah, sometimes I forget how I wouldn't say ignorant or foolish, because truth be told, this is a Chinese culture thing. But sometimes I forget that this is America and people just know the things people know, the things the local people know is a lot different from what I know. And maybe I know more. I don't want to sound arrogant, but I know a lot about Hong Kong culture and Chinese culture. But then I also know a good handful about American culture. So in a way, like, I can just go back and forth between these two cultures. But I'm more Hong Kong culture because I come to America and I realize how unfit I am. But yeah. And the black woman, and another black woman saw the cameras and was like, "Oh, are you making a movie?" And then Christian's like, "Oh yeah, we're making a short film." And then the woman's like, "For USC?" And Christian's like, "Yeah, him." And the woman's like, "Are you the director?" And Christian's like, "No, it's Enoch. It's him. He didn't say my name. He just pointed at me." And the black woman was like, "Oh, I'm an actress. Do you have Instagram? Like, I can work with you guys, you know?" Which is really weird because that shit never happens in Hong Kong. That shit never happens. People just randomly show up in the street and ask for Instagram. So of course I'm not gonna say no. So the black woman gave Christian her iPhone, and Christian entered his IG, and then gave me her iPhone, and I entered my IG, and she followed me. But this is one of the few instances where I'm like, I don't even know you. I've only known you for 3 seconds. Please don't follow me on Instagram. Please don't. I love followers, but if I don't know you all that well, I'm having second thoughts, man. But oh well. It's my public Instagram, not my private one, so it's fine. In fact, not a single person in LA I've met so far follow me on my private, other than Diana, because I accidentally gave her the wrong one. But yeah, that doesn't matter. Okay, anyways, we started not walking around. We started to talk in front of temple and setting up shots and me explaining the scenes, and we rehearsed many things, many places, and that's that. Which is cool. Cool. We stood there for like a whole hour and a half just explaining scenes 3, 4, and 5. And then afterwards, we drove the car. Christian drove the car to the Central Plaza and found a little spot to park it. And we explained scene 2. And then afterwards, we walked around to look for a spot that has a door so that we could film scene 1. And then that's it. And we rehearsed everything. We rehearsed the shots, almost all the shots. The temple's closed, so some of the shots inside the temple we couldn't rehearse. And of course, it's just me, so there are some 2 shots where I just have to pretend that there's someone there, you know, but we basically rehearsed it. And I asked for an aspect ratio. I asked for a 1.37 to 1 aspect ratio, but in the Sony camera and a Sony digital camera, you could only do 16 by 9, 1:1, or 3:2, which is like a vertical thing. But there are guidelines, so you can do a 4:3 guideline, and so in the post-production, I could like put some black bars at the side, thanks to this guideline. So that's cool. There's also 13:9, but that is a little bit wider. That is like 1.4 to 1. Why do you have 13:9 but not 1.37 to 1? That's academic ratio, bro. Anyways, I guess Christian also like was genuinely interested in like my culture and my world, because I speak English so well, and I understand a lot of pop culture references so well, a lot of American culture so well that it's just a little weird. Sometimes I also find myself kind of weird. Like I seem kind of fitting sometimes on the surface, but really I'm from a whole different world. So Christian asked me a few things so on the way there in the car, I also talked about things. So we talked about the weather, and I talked about how, oh, in Hong Kong, it's been raining a lot, raining for like a whole week straight, and there's wind now. And I told him about typhoons, and I explained how hurricanes are formed in the Atlantic Ocean, and then typhoons are formed in the Pacific Ocean. And then we talked about earthquakes and how, like, Ring of Fire, like how Hong Kong isn't on the Ring of Fire, but Taiwan and Japan are, so Hong Kong kind of missed it, but sometimes Hong Kong would feel earthquakes because China has it. And we talked about school. So we talked about COVID, and I talked about how, oh, like my classes ended. Because we were talking about Film 40 and how our cinematography class ended prematurely. And that reminds me of how my last year of school ended prematurely. And Christian's like, oh, yeah, we ended prematurely too. Because Christian also ended in 2020. I also ended in 2020. Dude's 19. I'm 19. Or he's 19 or 20, I guess. But yeah, and I talked about how, oh, there's a Chinese New Year holiday in February, and originally we were going to go back to school after that holiday, but we can't. And so he's like, oh, COVID started in February for you guys? And I said, yeah, COVID arrived in Hong Kong in late January. So it was earlier for us, but it arrived in the USA in March, and the first case was in Orange County. And then I talked about the school systems in Hong Kong, because I talked about how I thought the last day would be emotional with hugs and photos and stuff. And Christian talked about how in his class in high school, he wasn't sure if people are going to get emotional or not, even though everybody's cool with each other. But I talked about how the class I've been with in Hong Kong, I've been with them for 3 years straight because of the Hong Kong school system, with how everyone's in the same class with the same group of people for 3 years, and we all have set number of lessons. We don't call it classes. And he's like, interesting. So obviously I come from a very different world. And at some point he even asked me, like, before we went to the Guandi temple, after we left the car, he just randomly asked me, like, do you like Hong Kong food? And I just started explaining, that's really difficult to explain. If you ask an American, do you like American food? How are they going to answer? So I said, there's home food and then there's like restaurant food. And they're very different. I mean, home food is just like rice. And if a meal is a painting, the rice is the canvas. And just the usuals: fish, pork, beef, whatever. And then I talk about how a major difference between American food or Western food and Chinese food in general is how a lot of Chinese food is steamed and boiled. And yeah. And then and then stuff and things. And at some point I even looked at the pillar, and I saw some words on the pillar, and it says "Wai Home," which means like I miss home. And I thought it would be really cool if the main character is in the same shot as that pillar. And so Christian's like, oh, how do you read that? And I'm like, Wai Home, which is weird. Like, and Christian actually tried to say it, which is cool. I like it when like other people try to understand Hong Kong culture. It's a huge W. And I talked about how, actually, if you speak Swedish or Norwegian, you would probably be able to pronounce Cantonese better because of vowels like and and stuff like that. And he's like, wow, that's like, Cantonese and English is so different, But yeah, we just laid out the whole thing. We rehearsed, and that's pretty cool. And I've never been to Chinatown at night. I've been to Chinatown many times. Every time I go to church, I go to Chinatown because church is literally in Chinatown. But going around Chinatown, I've only done that once. If you don't count the times we went to the Central Plaza to the wonderful bakery place, many times. But going around by myself into temples, I've only done that once. So I've never been to Chinatown at night, actually. So it looks way more magical at night with the blinking neon signs. It's super colorful with the neon lights. It's amazing. So we took tons of photos and it was very nice. And that's it. That is all. So we found the last location magically, and we found a door, and we thought, okay, scene one, location, this is it. And we rehearsed it, and that's very nice. And that's pretty much it. So we went back home, and even though there's no traffic at all, Christian drove on the wrong road like 3 times, like two or three times. And it's partially my fault too because I don't know how to read a map. But we were supposed to go west, and then suddenly we continued to go. We were supposed to go south, and then we went west, and then we had to do this crazy turn thing, and then something messed up, and we have to turn again, and then we went to downtown a little bit, and then went back on the freeway again, and it's just a mess. But I came back home, and before I left the car outside of my apartment, he's like, "Oh, before you leave, one more thing." He took out a paper bag and he gave me a napkin and then the bread, and it's a concha. So he gave me one, and he's like, take care, That's really cool. When I go back to Hong Kong, I want to buy something and give it to him as well as a sign of gratitude. A couple more things. So while waiting at the Green Plaza, as I like to call it, that place doesn't really have a name. It's just a plaza beside the Central Plaza. And it's all green, so I call it the Green Plaza. Christian suddenly received a phone call from his mom. And he started off with English, like, estoy bien. Nothing, I'm all good. I'm with my amigo in Chinatown. First of all, it really sounds like those TV shows / movies, American Latinos / Latinas. Like, when you talk to your parents, you use half English, half Spanish. But at one point, he changed into complete Spanish. But also, he called me amigo. What? I'm officially a friend. It's declared. It's declared. This is the first time. To be fair, if Pepper hung out with me and another friend of Pepper's asked Pepper would probably say, "Oh, I just hung out with a friend." That would be cool. But right in front of my face, he called me a friend. I'm officially a friend. Holy fuck. If that isn't level 2 completed, I don't know what is. Well, not completed, but like friendship made. Second thing is on the way back home, I talked to Christian about, so I heard Ella and Eric and you want to hang out with us, the Film 40 gang, the Film 40 squad. And Christian said, yeah, Ella actually originally planned to hang out with us this weekend, except Christian himself is not free. So, shoot. But hopefully the next weekend it's fine, and hopefully I'm still in LA so we can like hang out one last time before I leave, and then I come back and we can hang out more. But it's bound to be interesting. It's a Latino, a Filipino American, and an American white girl. But at the end of the day, they're 3 local Los Angeles people. So, interesting hangout. Haha. Pepper's got competition. Nah. But, yeah, that's all. Another thing is the actress actually responded to my email. The Malaysian actress whom Eleanor emailed and introduced me to, and she said she's free only on July 6th morning and before 1 p.m. Which is still doable. It's doable, it's doable, it's doable. So, there's that. And that's all for today. I come back home and I cooked myself pork chop, juicy, thick pork chop. I don't know why, ever since I started cooking, I started appreciating raw meat. Like when I started cooking back in the Airbnb and I buy all these like raw beef, raw pork, raw chicken, I'm like, ooh, like what's this? This feels harder than I thought it is. This feels softer. This is weird. Why is blood coming out of the bone? But now I see a piece of raw meat and I'm like, ooh, this is gonna taste delicious. Yeah. But yeah. And that's it for today. I don't know what's wrong with my phone, but my storage space keeps diminishing by the day. Not in a good way. Yeah, still kind of a sad day in a way because of the news yesterday. But I try to move past that. Try to recognize that, move past that, and yeah.